All right, recording in 3, 2, 1, and I'm back with another video for you guys today. And today we have, unfortunately, another digital slash virtual podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed the last episode with Pat. But we have an even more exciting episode with my boy Smexy. Smexy, how are you today? Welcome to the 9Trick podcast. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. I'm good. What's up? How's it going?
I could be way better. For those of you guys wondering why I'm not in person right now, it's because I have fucking COVID, which is awesome. I have the
I
Optimus
understand.
Prime variant, dude, which is actually so pissed because I came out in the news. It was literally in the fucking El Paso news, like 21
Yeah.
cases of confirmed Omicron, and I'm like, what the fuck,
Tricky Vic has Omicron confirmed.
dude? I'm gonna use it for clickbait on stream titles as well as this video, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, we're back here on Discord. Hopefully the audio is good for Smexy. How are you today, man?
Yeah.
I don't know if I asked you. I'm dumb.
Yeah, dude. I'm good. Just got out of work. Had some food, you know, the
Sick.
huge.
Nice. Awesome. Well, let's get right into the podcast. I actually have a organized podcast, unlike the last episode. As you guys know, being that this is the first podcast of 2022, I'm gonna kind of do a recap as to what the rules slash theme of the podcast is. It's called the 9Trick podcast because I like to ask 9 tricky questions. Cringe, but it is what it is. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with obviously your name is Smexy. It's seen in the title. What is the origin of that name, pal?
Oh man. See, I get asked this a bunch of like times, so I get asked this a lot, and honestly, I kind of have like a lot of issues with like understanding where it came from because it's like one of those things like when you make your Snapchat name for the first time when you were a kid and you make it like I don't know, I like Turtles 1 2 3 or something. So my original name was I used to watch this YouTuber named Beige Canadian for like
Mhm.
Minecraft when I was like 8. And
Oh shit.
I put my name as Mexican Canadian for because I was like a fanboy, right?
Mhm.
And then everybody just started calling me Max because the name is too long. Um, and then when I got into League of Legends and I started playing League, I was not gonna put the whole name because the name didn't fit.
Mhm.
So I had to just think of something, and I just put like Smexy, because I was putting like a bunch of names, and none of them were like fitting. So everyone's like, "Haha, dude, you're so hot" or something. Everyone tells me for no reason ever since like
He
I
is
was
very
in high
handsome.
school. All the the guys being gay and stuff. You're like, "Dude, you're so hot." So I was like, I put Smexy, and it just kind of stuck.
He is a very handsome gentleman, aren't you, Smexy? So
Oh
Smexy is
yeah,
just stuck when you switched over to League of Legends. We'll touch on that
yeah.
a little bit later. Actually, we'll touch on it now. So one question I like to ask everybody is, what is the best game of all time to you?
The best.
It doesn't have to be like your favorite game. All right. I mean, I guess
Yeah,
obviously, yeah, it
like
has to
the
be your
best
favorite
game of
game
all time.
to you.
Like to me, and it's definitely shit. There's so many like things you could say, right? Like there's plot wise,
Yeah.
there's like you can do it just like how much impact it had in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You could do like the best competitive game ever. You can have the most sold game. There's like a
Yeah,
bunch of
definitely.
things. Probably, look, if I'm talking about a competitive standpoint, probably League of Legends or Dota 2. It's
Definitely.
they're the biggest at one point, or Counter Strike CS:GO, probably the
Counter
most
Strike.
competitive games. Um, if I'm talking most revolutionary, probably stuff like Red Dead had like the best like plot.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, there's a bunch of games,
Yeah.
but honestly, my pick of the best game ever has to be Minecraft.
Minecraft.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like you, in the over here overseas where we are in North America, every Minecraft is super common to us,
Mm-hmm.
but some games are more common to us than for like other regions in the
Yeah.
world, right? Like you talk about other games and they're like a lot of people don't play them, or there's like games in Europe or in Asia that are get played more than here. But
Yeah.
there's always one game that everybody just knows, and that's Minecraft, man. So.
Definitely.
Minecraft just made the biggest impact. It has the most copies sold out of any game in the world, and dude, it's just probably the best game ever.
Honestly, dude, Minecraft. I feel like when it comes to a game standpoint, uh, I think a lot of people kind of shit on Microsoft and like Xbox for acquiring it, and they didn't like the direction they took. And it definitely took like a
Definitely.
downturn, I guess, at the very beginning before they like really let Mojang take the creative roles and creative reins on it. But I think that the
Definitely.
fact that they were able to make Minecraft as accessible as it is now, you can get it on the fucking laptop, obviously on your computer,
Exactly.
your phone, your all the Play stores and stuff like that, really just expanded the horizons. And I mean, that's like a game where you never really think about it being free to play, except for maybe like the education edition,
Yeah.
because it's like actually so good that it'll always cost money and nobody's gonna complain about it.
Exactly, dude. Like, and honestly, I remember when I first got Minecraft, man, it was like this huge thing, right? I used to
Hmm.
play like the Flight Pocket Edition, dude.
Yeah.
Like the free that like that you only got like 4 blocks or something, dude. It was so funny. And I
Yeah.
begged my parents, dude. And back then, get using $20 for games is like holy, dude.
Now you
So
don't
when
even
I
want to
got,
talk about the money we spent, or at least I
dude,
spent. I don't know about you.
sure, dude. No, but back then, dude, as a kid, like 7, 8 years old, getting that first copy of Minecraft, you're like, wow, like this is a dream. And now, like, you get Education Edition, like
Hmm.
on any laptops for schools. It's kind of sick, man. I don't know. Big impacts.
Definitely. So that's the best game of all time. What is your favorite game of all time?
My favorite game of all time, man.
Is it still
Well,
Minecraft?
I'm a very big Nintendo nerd. I mean, obviously, you'd expect me to say League of Legends because that's
Yeah.
like the game I play the most. But probably my favorite game of all time, just because of like the memories I have with it, is probably Pokemon Platinum.
Pokemon Platinum. I don't think anybody's ever mentioned a Pokemon
Yeah,
game on the
yeah. So I was a big Pokemon
podcast.
kid, like a big Nintendo kid. I don't know. It's just you got a Wii, you just get into like Nintendo stuff, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I think my first console ever was a DS,
Nice.
even before the Game Boy I got. So I got a DS and I started playing a bunch of like I only got 2 games when I got my
Hmm.
DS. One of them was Pokemon Pearl, and one of them was like my it was my brother's game.
Uh huh.
Each one of us got a game, and he got Mario Kart for the DS.
Oh, sick.
So yeah, dude, I started playing a bunch of Pokemon. I grinded the hell out of Platinum, and I probably put a couple of thousand hours into it.
Jesus Christ. You
Yeah,
know,
bro.
that's very interesting. I feel like a lot of kids our age. Are you 19 still, or 20?
Yeah, I'm 19 still.
Okay, yeah. So a lot of kids like our age. As you guys know, I'm 20. He's 19. Or you're 2001 kid, right?
I'm a 2002 kid.
2002 kid. Okay. So like pretty much like from 1999 to 2002, like those 3 or 4 years in between, I feel like everybody had like I think we were the last generation to grow up with old school games. Like
Yeah,
we were
like
the last.
handheld or
Yeah,
something. Yeah.
cuz my first console was a Game Boy Color Advanced, I think it's what it was called. And like everybody I talk to afterwards, like it was always like straight to a DS or a DSi or
Yeah.
a Wii. And like I remember, obviously, I know you started with a Game Boy and a DS as well.
Yeah. It was awkward because like I think it was the same week I got both consoles because it was
Yeah.
Christmas.
Oh
Yeah, so
shit.
it was
Okay.
like my grandma got me a Game Boy,
Mhm.
but like, and then my parents got me a used DS when it just like the
Yeah.
DS came out like I don't know in 2006,
Mhm.
2000, I don't remember, dude, but it came out like then, and they got it used, and they
Mhm.
got it for me, dude. It was a nice like for me, it was like holy, dude.
It
Like
was
honestly, I
Pog.
think there was like a row of like pixels in the bottom screen that didn't work.
Oh shit.
Yeah, bro, but dude, I
Someone dropped
played with
that
that
bitch.
thing so much, and then my grandma got me a Game Boy too, so it was kind of nutty.
Sick, yeah. But I think we were like the last generation to like appreciate like a
Yeah,
lot of the shit that's
definitely.
happening now, because I'm pretty sure the first DSs still use Game Boy cartridges,
Yeah, they
and
did. They
then
did. So it
uh-huh,
was nutty, bro. You could
you
play
could
like
literally play
games from
whatever
like
you
Game Boy.
wanted.
Yeah.
So that was like, it's so weird to think about it. Like back then, when they had those little game cartridges, it was almost like games were quote unquote cross-platform. Like you can play on
Yeah.
your Game Boy Color to your Game Boy Advance
Yeah.
to your DS, and then there was like this huge drop off where it was like, okay, you can't put an Xbox disc into a PlayStation disc, even though they're the
Exactly,
same
dude. And,
fucking
and
disc.
even for like the GameCube to the Wii, you could play GameCube games on the Wii.
Exactly. Yeah. So like
Yeah,
that's why I always like Nintendo. They always are super
exactly. And honestly,
smart
dude,
about
I
their
was
products.
broke, like super broke when I was a kid. So like having all that like availability.
Yeah,
So dude, it was so nice, so nice.
definitely. Shout out to all those old Nintendo games for sure. And that kind of like leads us into our next question for you. Your origin to, I guess, gaming. We kind of already touched on, being that you got those first two consoles.
Yeah,
I guess we could start to your origin to PC gaming because that's where you're kind of
yeah,
at
definitely.
now. When did that start and come around?
So I had just moved into the United States, and I was making a lot of like friends, not in person but online, because I had always been a Nintendo kid, right? I only played on like either my DS or like the Wii, and this was when I was like I don't know 8, 9, and then Minecraft became a thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I got I had a school iPad
Oh
back then,
shit!
dude. I know,
School
dude.
laptop
I
or an
was
iPad?
lucky, dude.
Holy
I was
fuck!
lucky. I remember they had like the big carts with like rows of
Oh
iPads,
yeah,
dude.
dude,
Yeah, yeah,
they
dude.
were
But we
tight.
used to get to take them home. Like if you were a good kid, basically, like if you had higher than like a specific like grade,
Yo, dude,
you could
that
take it
brings.
home.
Dude,
And
I
I used to,
remember for us, bro, it was like if you had algebra in like middle school, you could take it home. But if you didn't have algebra, you were fucked. You couldn't
yeah,
take it.
basically. So I had and each week, like there would be like 10 kids out of the 30 that would get to download an app,
Mm,
dude. And I downloaded Minecraft, and then it like everybody started playing with each other because you could do it like
mm,
local play.
yeah.
And then we just play with each other, and it was so fun. So I was like, dude, I need to get the real game. I used to watch like a bunch of
Mm,
stuff, like videos, and then I got the PC game. I begged my parents forever. I got it, dude. I probably that's probably the game I played the most in my whole life, dude. I played like a lot of Minecraft when I was a kid. But then one of my friends that I met online, I used to play with him like every day, dude. Um, I even had to lie to my parents, dude, that I met him in school and stuff, and they still think I met him in school, dude.
Oh
But yeah, he
shit.
were the same age. Like I don't know, it was crazy. He started playing League of Legends because his brother played League of Legends,
Mm.
and he one day he was like, "Dude, play this, dude." And for me as a kid, it looked so complicated.
Oh, definitely. It looks
Yeah,
complicated to me. I'm
yeah,
like,
dude.
I'm fucking
Like
a
I
kid.
was so confused, and then he's like, "Dude, come on, like play it." I was like, "Sure, I'll give it a try." And I played League for like a week, and I left, and I never like that was my first account, and I never got it back, dude. I couldn't remember the
Damn,
login.
dude.
Didn't play League again for like 6 months, and
Tragic.
then when I was in middle school again, like eighth grade into freshman year of high school, I was like, I'm looking for a game that's free, dude. I'm like
Mm.
poor, I'm broke, bro. And I'm like, let's give League a try again.
Oh
And I
no.
just got hooked. Like I think it was World Season or something.
Mm.
And then all the music was coming out. Dude, it was just I don't know. I got hooked into League, and yeah, I just started PC gaming, dude.
Definitely. And we all know what's pretty much the rest is history from there. What age were you when it comes to when you like first discovered League and gave it the try? What age would you
So
say you were
like
at?
when I was first playing League, shoot, it was like season 5. So that was I must have been shoot, that was 26, 15. Hold up, quick math here. Quick. I was
Quick
like
math.
12 or 11.
2015? No, you must have been like at least 14 or 13, depending on what month it was.
Yeah, probably 13 or 12 because I don't
Jesus
remember the
Christ.
season, dude,
Uh huh.
honestly. So,
What grade were you
yeah.
in? Maybe that's a better telltale sign.
Yeah, so the first time I touched it, I was in 6th grade,
So then you were
like
probably,
11 or 12.
yeah, you were probably 12 or 13.
But I only played it there for like a little bit, and then I played it later, like in 7th or 8th
Mm-hmm.
grade. And then I played it on and off, and then I got really hooked in between 8th grade to freshman year of high school.
Nice. And that's so
Yeah.
you were just gaming, you were just like learning and trying to be as good as
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, I was so bad. So bad, dude. I used to
And
play with a bunch of my friends, and they were all bad, so we all stayed bad. You know?
I mean, you pretty much progress at the level that you play with, essentially. if you're just
Kind
playing
of,
then.
yeah.
And that goes for all the video games, but that's pretty sick. You started League of Legends like pretty young, and a lot of people when they think about League of Legends, they think about this super toxic and surprisingly massive community. Like a lot of people think about like my perfect example of a toxic game that is not doing well because of the toxicity is like Rainbow Six Siege.
Rainbow Six, dude.
It gets gatekeeped as fuck, but League of Legends for some reason has somehow found this code to where like it's inviting, it's still toxic as
Yeah,
fuck, but like the toxicity is really
yeah,
held towards like the ranked side of stuff. I'm pretty
yeah,
sure there's toxicity
exactly.
in like, probably like regular matches and stuff like that, but League is just like that one game where it's like you can never really tell how bad it's gonna be until you're in it,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
sometimes it's not even that bad. And that's one of the things that I think Riot has a good like understanding of is like
yeah,
they know that their games are gonna be super competitive. League of Legends being like their first true like success in competitive gaming, um,
yeah.
to the point where like they had nothing better to do but to continue developing it, and that's what we have today. And I know the development is questionable when it comes to hey, this fucking character is broken as fuck or not.
Oh yeah, dude, for
Um,
sure. No, the league is going in like young into league. Obviously it's like a change of pace, right?
hmm
Because you come from like for fun gaming, and you get to league, and you have to decide, okay, do I want to play for fun or do I actually want to try?
Yeah, definitely.
And then obviously you want to do both, so you kind of like I kind of dipped my like feet into both kind
hmm
of areas, and then okay, league is toxic with or without ranked. Like back then it was, it felt like it.
Yeah.
Um, so it was like you'd play norms, but it was like less toxic, obviously in
hmm
normals, more toxic in ranked. Dude, yeah, people were using gamer words here and there. You already
Gamer
know what I.
words.
Yeah, dude, hard gamer words. Yeah, dude.
Gamers with hard Z at the
Hard
end.
gamer words, dude. And I was like, dang, what's going on? But definitely, I mean, it's nothing you don't hear in the public school, right?
Yeah, you're
So
definitely gonna probably be exposed to it at
yeah,
some point.
so like you get roasted like through and through if you do that.
You
But
get well done.
yeah, dude. But after years of playing, honestly, it's gotten so much better from what I remember. Like,
hmm
not even joking. Like everybody still like obviously you talk to anyone, they say toxic. It leaks really really toxic
hmm
still. I think it's gotten so much better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like actually, because I remember people were using gamer words here and there, dude, and they wouldn't get banned ever.
hmm
Like
Oh
not
yeah.
even chat restricted.
Doesn't Riot like literally monitor everything now?
Yeah, dude, like I remember people were getting banned. Like I had a friend that got like chat restricted for saying sorry in a game.
What the fuck?
Yeah, dude, it was like so confusing. Yeah, sometimes Riot takes it too far. There were like instances that it's like there's no point of them
Yeah.
having like yeah. But yeah, now they're doing like I won't say like a great job, but they're doing okay.
Okay.
They're doing like what they're supposed to be
They're
doing,
doing like the bare
basically.
minimum, but enough.
Yeah, basically, but
Yeah. It's kind of like Overwatch with their little reputation system. Like, who the fuck cares if your reputation system's purple?
I know.
Like, nobody's gonna give a fuck. But
Exactly.
it at least kind of gives a good metric of like, hey, this guy has a really low on everything. Let's put him to that corner to hopefully get him better. But
Yeah.
yeah, when I think of League of Legends, at least from an outside looking in, it's like I think of League of Legends on the same level as I see a StarCraft game, and we know that's completely different, or a
Oh wow.
Dota game. Like no
I
matter what those like
wow.
weird platformer top-down view games are, like it's always gonna look like a mess to me. But
Yeah,
like
yeah. It's a lot going on, right?
yeah, and it's crazy because you think about games that older games that are 5v5, like Call of Duty, like Counter Strike,
Yeah.
or at least Call of Duty used to be 5v5.
Dota, dude.
Dota,
Oh,
it's like League of Legends is like pretty much the kid version of Dota, or
yeah,
Dota is
it
the
is.
kid
It is.
version of StarCraft, and it's like, dude, there's way worse games. Just fucking watch a game or two.
Yeah, yeah. League was actually made to be like a Dota,
Uh huh.
but like even the right people were like, yeah, League was like meant to be like a Dota competitor or like a Dota-ish. It was supposed to be a
Yeah.
mod for Dota at first. Like the very first, like it was a mod based off of Dota of the same engine they
Uh huh.
used. But they just made their own characters and everything, so they based it off Dota. But it ended up being like simpler, faster, I bet like
Yeah.
it was just better, more refined.
Yeah, definitely. Because you think about a League of Legends game, and sure, it's long. You know, you have your 50-minute matches, but you look at Dota, and that shit takes an hour and a half.
Yeah,
And then you
dude,
look at
there's matches
StarCraft,
an
and you have like
hour and a, yeah.
3 hour matches on a StarCraft game. That's a 3 hour game. Sorry. Imagine a match of StarCraft, and that's why you don't see StarCraft competitions because they're so long and everybody's attention span is so short that it's
Yeah.
actually miraculous that League of Legends has it like super down to where they can keep audiences for
Exactly, and I
multiple
feel like it's
50 hour games.
generational, right?
Yeah,
Because at least like Zoomers now, Generation Z, everyone everything's quick, dude.
yeah,
Everything they have to be like continuously like immersed in something that's happening. So it's like that's why Call of Duty pops
exactly.
off with like younger audiences. That's why like Valorant's popping off because it's super fast paced. And League of Legends is that one MOBA that you can play that's fast paced
Yeah,
and
like
like it's
compared to other
quality.
MOBAs,
Like
of course.
yeah, exactly. So, right. I mean, what else do you have? You have like Battle Right that's not even like existed anymore. It's dead, bro.
Battle
And you
right.
have Dota. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, Pokemon Unite came out, which is like cool, like little introduction to like a MOBA style game for kids.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But
It's
yeah,
still
but
kind of
League's
on the
still the
rocks.
king of games, basically.
Pretty much, man. And League of Legends, when it comes to esports in general, is like pretty much the top tier of all esports. I know that it's had its hiccups here and there,
Yeah, yeah,
but I feel like it's always mainly community based. When it comes to competitions, when it comes to league formats, I feel like Riot, LEC, whatever competition league that
yeah.
they have is just absolutely flawless when it comes to it. It's pretty much the golden standard. This kind of transitions us to our next point. So obviously you played League a lot from a very young age. The game was still very young too, as well. It had only
Yeah.
been out for maybe like a couple years by the
Well,
time you
six,
started
5 years,
playing.
yeah.
5, 6 years. It's pretty young for a game that's lasted, fucking, another 10. Um, but how did your esports career start? Because I know there was a little bit of a different path you had to most of the people that I've talked to in the past when it comes to college and esports. So what does your origin of esports look like?
So I really never played competitively anything. Like, I was just I played when I could because I was juggling a lot of stuff. Like I
Mm-hmm.
still do now, right?
Yeah.
I used to play for the academy soccer team back in the day at FC Dallas when I used to live in Dallas. So I played for FC Dallas for a little while, and I also had to take like these like advanced classes and GT classes. And then
He
outside
was a
of that,
smart
I
kid.
was yeah, dude. My parents made me do everything, dude. You already know. So whenever I could, I would play games, and
Mhm.
even then, I could only play like 2 hours a day, dude. And that ended like freshman year of high school, right? But still, like that's when I was like trying to get into league. And then when I got to high school, it was like I did
Coast.
dance competitively, like
Mhm.
nationally, and all of this stuff. So it's like I never had a chance to like compete. Like I've always wanted to, but I like all throughout high school I was really bad at league.
Mhm.
Okay, not I was like average.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, I was average. I was like hard stuck gold two in league for three
Mhm.
years. And the thing is, I used to play Phil. I was a Phil main.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I,
So you never
yeah,
really like got
no,
accustomed to your role. That makes sense.
exactly, yeah, yeah. So like you can ask a bunch of like the league people. I just played Phil, dude.
Uh
That's
huh.
what I played. Like I'd literally play anything, and I think that's what like just stumped my growth as like a league player.
Mhm.
But then my freshman year of college, like transitioning from high school to college, my roommate, who's also in the league team now, Gabe,
Torta
he was
master.
like, "Hey, yeah, dude, Torta." He hit me with it. Hey, dude, you should try out for this. Like, my brother told me like he was in the esports program at NMSU and this and that, and they're gonna get facilities and this and that. I was like, yeah, dude. I mean, I don't know. Honestly, it seems kind of like I feel like I'm too bad,
Yeah.
you know.
And
And
that's a lot of people's like perspective
yeah,
going into
dude. And
joining a
then
team, right?
that was like 2 weeks before tryouts, and the day of, I was like, I'm literally doing nothing. They were already in tryouts, dude.
Mhm.
And I messaged the ex coach back then. The coach was Dink. And I
Dang,
was like,
shout
"Hey,
out.
do you got spot for like a tryout?" He's like, "Sure." What time and this and that. He was like, "Sure." I tried out for two positions. I made the position that I was like working on the most, which was support. And then I was still gold. I was gold three at that time. And then in that semester from gold three, I made plat one. Um,
Sick.
that was like literally the start of my esports career right there.
Mhm.
Like I was gold three, I was like super bad, and then I just actually like started trying.
Mm-hmm.
Like I actually put a little bit of like thought into the game, went to practices, play. Dude, it was insane because at the beginning we had like no confidence. We were just
Yeah,
boys playing games, dude. Like we're
definitely.
just homies playing games, and it got to the point that the homies playing games were the only like team to beat UT Austin
Yeah.
and like the whole run through the bracket. Like they only lost in like semifinals or something, and we were the
Mm-hmm.
only person to take a single game off of them until then. And it was like that was my first game ever
Mm-hmm.
too. I was like, okay, um, and yeah, I was. We were like this like gold to like low diamond team, low like high plat team basically that were just playing against masters and
Mm-hmm.
diamonds, and it was fun, dude. That was probably the beginning of all my esports career. That was like, yeah, just my freshman year starting out playing games with the boys.
Definitely. And I know when it comes to college, did you go to UC Irvine or do you just visit?
So I sent my application out and got accepted.
Oh, okay.
So uh, from high school, I only sent out like three applications, which was like Texas Tech, Texas A&M, and NMSU. Oh, and
Mm-hmm.
UTEP because my high school like
They
automatically like
automatically did
sent your
that shit.
application. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But so I got accepted into every single one, but NMSC gave me the most money. I came here, whatever. I'm doing the Esports program, and my parents moved out to California that first semester, and they're living close to Irvine, literally like 5-10 minutes away from Irvine. They're living now in Laguna Beach in
Mm-hmm.
California. So they're out there. They're like, hey, you should come to California. Like I had to wait like a year so they
Mm-hmm.
could get like the in-state tuition, and I was like, okay. Uh, so I applied again, my like second semester. I got in everything. I went to visit. It was not my thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
California is just not my place. I felt really uncomfortable. Um, Plus, honestly, back then I was not thinking a lot about esports being my focus. Obviously, it was
Mm-hmm.
like up there, but it wasn't my focus to just go to school for esports or anything like that. Um, Plus, even if I did, UC Irvine's probably top three esports programs in the nation. Like
Mm-hmm.
they're the top dogs. They're gonna have people that come in out of the country just to play esports for them, man. They
Yeah.
have pros playing there for all of their varsity teams. Like it's insane to get a spot there. You have to be very good. And back then I wasn't. Now I'm kind of getting there, but
Uh-huh.
back then I was not at all. So
So, I mean,
yeah,
it was kind of like a strategic move for you, right? Like, after this first semester of NMSU, and you saw like how you could improve in a team setting. I mean, you definitely improved, obviously, like you said. Do
yeah,
you
yeah.
think you would have made the team or no?
So the varsity team, absolutely not. Like the you need to be at least challenger or grandmaster to challenger to join to even
Mm-hmm.
get like a tryout.
Uh huh.
It says like in their forms, and then out of all their JV teams, they have two. I think I would have made the second JV team maybe. Their lowest ranked player is a diamond like two or diamond three player.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe if I had to like beat out other players, there could have been a chance,
Mm-hmm.
but probably not. The chances were slim, like super slim. Now maybe there's like a yeah
You're
now
fucking
back then no.
cracked. I'm gonna turn on my
Yeah,
fan.
yeah,
Hold up.
that sounds good.
But yeah. So I mean, I'm pretty sure you can agree probably with me when I say that you staying here was probably a better decision for you
Yeah.
when it comes to the growth and the obviously the continuous growth, whether it comes to esports as well as League of Legends. Would you agree?
Yeah, so from an esports standpoint, definitely, I feel like this is definitely the move. I feel like the program here at MSU is gonna grow exponentially. Like it's gonna boom. It's gonna boom once like uh, everything gets rolling and everything aligns perfect. Even
Mm-hmm.
as a personal standpoint, yeah, staying here was definitely the move. I did not feel confident at all to going to California or even middle of Texas again because I lived in the middle of Texas
Yeah.
and nah, I say it's. I mean, it's nice. It's beautiful, but it's just the people, man. The people you don't get here like the Southwest.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. NMSU, when it comes to a lot of colleges, a lot of people always wonder and ask me during my content, like, dude, why the fuck are you at NMSU? You don't even go to the school. I know you guys give me shit all the fucking time. But I was like, there's like hope here in this part of like New Mexico and in New Mexico in general. Like you go to Texas, you look at UTEP and you look at the UT schools or whatever the fuck. There's like no hope. It's already very what you said it industrialized. They're
Yeah,
always
it's
trying
very
to
corporatized. Yeah,
corporatized. There's no like personality in the esports organizations in Texas
exactly.
anymore, and I mean I'm noticing it here at UTEP, where it's like already practically there. We just have to pull the trigger, similar to how we are in UTEP or at MSU. So like, there's really not that much like growth when it comes to like pushing boundaries because they're gonna be like, oh, this UTEP is always gonna look at UT in Austin as like a template, or or
I
UTD.
like
I'm sorry,
the
UTD. They're always
UT
gonna look at
Dallas. Yeah,
Dallas. They're always gonna look at Austin and see like what what have they done? What have they done to get to this point, and what do we have to do to get to that point to get to
exactly.
whatever we need? And in Mexico, since we have like so much backing from when it comes to like the NMAA or university presence, like administration in general, like there's a lot of growth that could definitely be done in a
Yeah.
way that keeps the personality alive in esports. And sure, I don't go to NMSU, but I definitely want to try my best to ensure that if I ever go back to anything in New Mexico, which I love New Mexico, I like it better than Texas, and Texas is fucking great, at least in my opinion. Um,
Yeah,
there's like something for me to do there at some point. So that's one of the
definitely. Yeah.
reasons. And I know you do a lot of hard work. I know now when it comes to esports, transitioning to the next point, you've picked up some more leadership roles when it comes to NMSU esports. You are now a co-game coordinator director.
My title right now is head coach and talent acquisition.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, because I know you work with Leon sometimes. Leon's
Yeah.
or game coordinator, manager, whatever the fuck. But yeah, one of the big things that you always want to do is talent acquisitions, and that's one of the next questions that I had for you is your projection when it comes to NM State. Obviously, we have a lot of growth, and how do you want to go ahead and project that growth?
So from a player standpoint, definitely talent acquisition is what runs any like
Mm-hmm.
organization and what it runs any sports program, what it runs any athletics program. You see it in like you go to any D1 college and you go to their football team, their basketball team. Every single person like there knows that talent is important.
Yes.
You need to have who's gonna play your D1 game if you don't have good players, right? So it has to be either you get succession plans for your lower teams to bring someone up, or you get someone that's already very established at a very high position that's very good that you would like for your program. So for us as New Mexico State, we definitely want to get the best that's for our program, not only in personality but in also rank and skills in a lot of ways. And we've gotten actually a large like income of people that have wanted to play that are very high ranked. Not only in New Mexico, where we're trying to like get that source of New Mexico like excellence
Mm-hmm.
that we foster here locally, but also all across the nation. We have people from Florida, Maryland, Massachusetts, California, and then also people here from New Mexico too, and even Texas. We just got
Mm-hmm.
someone signed from Texas, from El Paso. So, I mean, from my projections, I feel like each team is gonna get a little bit of something good. Trust me, their talent is here. We
Yeah.
have talent, and well, our job now is fostering for success, is fostering growth, letting them become the best players they can be, and helping them achieve their goals not only professionally but academically. So I think our projection is good. It's very nice.
Yeah,
It's out there.
and as you were mesmerizing me with your very amazing words there, it seems like you've had this almost not necessarily scripted, but you've thought about this a lot, which is awesome. And that's pretty much like the perfect attitude to go, into this type of way. You've talked to me about, or you talked to everybody really about, like even going to high schools and projecting esports to there. And for a lot of people that don't really understand, I mean, they know what esports is. A lot of people don't understand how big collegiate esports is as well. There's pretty much all the major big, Ivy League or even big public schools like the UT system or the California system
Point
like the
system.
UCSB, UCSD, all these other systems, they already have immensely large esports uh, departments. They have their own
Yep.
esports department. They're not even like
They're not even
attributed
the
to
like, yeah.
yeah,
They're departments.
they're their own big departments, and to be a department on a university is fucking huge. And a lot of people already have that. They've already been having that for a long time. We see
Yep.
skills like Maryville giving out scholarships for almost every single game that they have.
Yeah,
We
man.
see Purdue giving out scholarships for a lot of the people that they
Yeah,
have
bro. There's
there.
there's schools that have like full rights to Columbia,
Mm-hmm.
a full sale. We have, I mean, there's many, 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 many.
Definitely.
Uh, it's
GCU is
yeah,
like one of the close ones too.
yeah,
Yeah, so we're kind of gotten we're on that path to get to that point. And I think that's very interesting when it comes to a content point of view. And that's one of the things I've been trying to talk to Pac about. A lot of people ask what are my aspirations. Is like when it comes to esports, there's a lot of growth that has to happen before you become one of these D1 programs, these super high echelon esports organizations. It's like there's a lot of growth that has to happen, and documenting it sometimes is good, sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's okay, and sometimes it's not going to do anything for you. But a lot of it is like super interesting to a lot of people, like
yeah.
a growth. Everybody likes a storyline. That's one of the things that I want to try to do as well. But when it comes to projections, I definitely like the way that you're going to go when it comes to esports and like building the teams, because we know a lot of schools around here, UNM, NMT, like they've already been thinking about talent acquisition for a long time. They've been doing it, or they haven't. We don't really know yet. We haven't really seen too much of it yet. And I think that's just like the infancy that New Mexico esports is in general. It's still kind of growing at the very
Exactly.
slow pace that we have, but it's getting there. And we appreciate your hard work on that front. As I was
Definitely.
speaking about your wording, one of the other questions that I do have is your college degree choice, because I know it's something that's almost picture perfect for an esports person now. What is your major slash what is your studies for
So
college?
my studies right now in college is I have an international business degree plan with a minor in sports marketing. So obviously I want to straight out of college, my number one choice right now is going into esports, it being overseas, it being in California, it being in New York, it being in any major region that has an esports program or like an esports organization that I can go into. Uh, and with this degree, I mean, I can probably be in the administration type side
Mm-hmm.
of things for that esports program. It being with player, I want to go more into like the player side of things, or it being with like financial stability type of things. There's a lot of sides of in
Yeah,
the esports market right now, but definitely more I want to go more into the player side of things. So yeah, I'm getting that degree, and maybe even after I might go for a second bachelor's.
definitely. Yeah, I know. Like when it comes to when you think about esports, that's like the number one thing you need. You need international, something international, and then obviously esports is a business, so that hits that mark. When it comes to sports marketing, I think sports marketing has to be one of the smartest forms of marketing, just because you have to attract somebody to stay with a team. For example, like if we look at, let's say, whatever, the Dallas Cowboys, like their marketing is so perfect to where your team
Yeah.
can be dog shit and you're still watching every single fucking game,
It's
just because
true.
it's
Yeah.
true. It's a good marketing, and I think that's a very smart business choice, better than fucking kinesiology,
Haha.
if I had to say anything about it. But obviously, you really learn a lot with business, international business. You learn like
Yeah.
economics. That's a universal thing. Language, obviously, English, whether it's like just regular compositional type shit, like super important. So it's really smart that you went ahead and did that. Was there any reason you wanted to do that sort of studying? Did you have any other plans before that, or do you plan to
Yeah.
change?
So when I went into college, I definitely thought so. My my whole like family heritage, like for like three generations, have all been engineers.
Mm-hmm.
So well, at least from like a male standpoint, because my mom was the first female
Mm-hmm.
engineer from the family on both sides. So all my uncles are engineers. All my dad, my mom's dad is an engineer. My dad has been an engineer. You
Mm-hmm.
know, they're all been engineers, right? And it's like the thing that feeds families there, like in the region of where I'm from. So it was basically the only thing you could study if you really wanted to study and make a
Mm-hmm.
good living, other than a doctor or a lawyer, right? So when I was choosing options, my parents always told me growing up, don't be an engineer, don't do it, you know. So um, they're like, you literally can do this, like get the same amount of pay, just get another degree, like
Mm-hmm.
you could do anything. So it's like, I want to do something where I like traveling, I like other cultures, I like I like moving around. I'm a person that always needs change, and I was like, what if I do international business? So like first my option was just going corporate,
Mm-hmm.
and being one of those people that lives like 1 year here and then another year there, and then keep moving around the world.
Mm-hmm.
That was like something that I was definitely like aiming
Interesting.
towards. And then this second year, I picked up that sports marketing minor, so I can do more esports targeting things now. So
Definitely. And, marketing and targeting is like a complete different thing when it comes to like marketing. You think, I'm just going to make a fucking graphic, you know me, and with my shitty little graphics. But like when it comes to like wording and stuff like that, that's the super influential part of at least business standpoint of marketing for
yeah,
sure, for sure. And I know you are doing some research stemming off of what you were doing. You are doing some esports research. Am I correct?
yes,
What
yes.
is that research in?
So this research will be for different things. I'm already not super certain on what my thesis will be
Uh
yet.
huh.
Obviously, I've been getting like a lot of research from one area, a lot of research from another area, like a lot of
Mm-hmm.
different areas I'm getting a lot of stuff from. But more than likely, it'll be about the growth and development of esports in the next 10 to 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
In comparison to regular like sports, quote unquote,
Yeah,
right?
physical sports,
Uh,
quote unquote.
yeah. So it'd be like against soccer or against like the MLS, NHL, NBA, NFL, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I already have like talked to we actually have one of the best esports involved people in New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
We went to like a thing and I got to talk to him a little bit. So it's definitely going to be it's something about growth and development of esports throughout time.
For sure. And like when a lot of people think about research when it comes to esports, there's very little of it, surprisingly.
Yeah, there is.
When it comes to like for esports for us, it looks like a lot, but compared to everything else, compared to every other sport, compared to every other marketing tactic for whatever it may be, esports research is super super small and super not super recognized as well. A lot of the times when people think about video games, it's always like, how much money can you make
Yeah,
playing video games? That's the only thing that there's research on because it's fucking angry
that's all.
boomers trying
Yeah,
to prove why
it's all
esports is
people care
bad.
about.
Yeah.
People care about money, right? And
Yeah.
people care about knowing, oh, well, it's whatever applies to them, right? People are naturally selfish when it comes to that point of understanding. Oh, well, it's just this game on a screen, right?
Yeah.
It's I used to play pinball machines, and it's obviously older generations that just don't
Don't
want this to
understand.
start, but it's the
Mm-hmm.
younger generations that are growing up and pushing this forward. And I mean, even if you go into Google right now
Mm-hmm.
or a database provided by your school or institution, you type in esports, you're gonna get like no
You're gonna
peer
get like
reviewed
two,
articles.
two
Yes,
or
yeah,
maybe two, maybe two.
dude. Because I
Exactly.
was doing a bunch of presentations, a bunch of research, and there's literally nothing. Well, there's like a handful of things, but nothing that's like very specifically esports. It's
Yeah.
always targeted with something else, right? How does esports compare to this?
How
How
does
does
esports compare to violence in video games or whatever the fuck?
Yes, exactly. It's always something like connotation, like the connotation always has to be negative
Uh huh.
towards it.
Yeah, negative
So,
connotation. Uh huh. Yeah.
does it make you like angrier? Does it make you not foster like good empathy habits, etc., etc.?
Yeah,
So,
and I think a lot of the times it's a lot of the older generation trying to justify why the younger generation is spending so much time doing this, when in their mind they're thinking, when I was 20 years old, I wasn't looking at the TV. I
yeah,
was out there fucking throwing out papers at people's mailboxes or whatever the fuck they were doing back in the boomer
at
days.
20 years old.
Yeah, like when you think about it, it's like the generational thing is so important because back when, like for instance, my mom and my dad, they're both like upper 50s. When they were in their 20s, they were out, just doing whatever the fuck they could do for money. And it
Yeah.
always involved being outside of the home. You couldn't make money
Yeah.
inside of the home unless you were making
Exactly.
things. And usually you didn't really make any things besides food or clothing outside of the
Exactly.
home. And
Yeah.
there was no money in that back then compared to now where you can literally sit at home, stream for 8 hours a day, and make a month's worth of paycheck, depending on how big you are, of
Yeah.
course. But like,
Exactly. Yeah.
you could definitely like start that path, and it's something that I think all of us younger gamers, like especially in our age group, are trying to like convey to our parents and like all our older like people in our lives, like, hey, I don't just play video games because they're fun. I always tell my parents, it's the quote that everybody likes to use: you either have fun playing video games or you're good at them. And it's like, how much
Yeah.
fun do you hear me having when I'm yelling at my teammates through this fucking microphone? You don't hear me
Exactly.
having fun unless I'm laughing. And I'm usually not playing video games doing that, but, they don't understand that. So, it is what it is. I think it's a very smart choice when it comes to research, when it comes to what you're researching about. And I think more research like that has to be done. And I think you're sitting on a gold mine just because there is a lot more of that peer-reviewed stuff. I'm pretty sure it's coming coming soon. And being that you
Oh,
can get
definitely.
like to that pinnacle of like the beginning, and hopefully if you decide to continue on with it, grow on after that. But yeah, one of the other questions I have for you as well is the future of gaming. I know a lot of people are like, oh, we're gonna be in the fucking metaverse, jacking off Bill Gates in the VR headset. Like, what do you think VR is gonna
Um,
do to the gaming industry
VR. Well, I feel like
and like augmented reality,
yeah. I
metaverse
just
shit?
obviously VR is gonna become something, but I don't think it's gonna like. There's a big future in there, right? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, um, it's cool. I think it's definitely gonna grow, but not as big as it's just gonna grow to get like a computer in the next 50 years, right?
Yeah.
Because think about it like this. I wanna compare esports to regular sports for a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
traditional sports. So think about why soccer is more popular than things like football.
Mm-hmm.
Why is soccer uh, more like accessible than other sports like hockey or basketball? So for basketball, you need two things, right? A ball and a hoop,
Yeah.
right? And then for football, you need a ball. I mean, if you're actually gonna play, like shoulder pads, helmet, I mean cleats, all of this stuff, right? For soccer, you just need a ball,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. So we see progression like being made in like I'm talking more about third world countries, second
Yeah.
world countries that we see them like okay they're advancing technologically like they're getting good like internet they're like
Mm-hmm.
establishing like big connections. So I feel like there's going to be a very big boom in just gaming in general in the next 50 years. More traditional gaming, more like computers.
Computers, consoles,
Everyone's
Xboxes.
gonna have more access to the internet. Everyone's gonna have more access to like I don't know everything, right? And with yeah, VR is gonna be like its own thing, and definitely they're gonna make VR a big thing soon, especially in first world countries.
Uh huh.
But where like the majority of people are, right? Like I'm talking
Yeah.
India, I'm talking
Brazil.
China, I'm talking Brazil, Mexico, Argentina. All of these places where like esports is well,
Esports
take
is
China
big, but
because
like it's
yeah,
more of a viewer thing, not too much of a
exactly,
player thing or
exactly.
investment thing.
So it's gonna boom. It's gonna big boom in
Mm-hmm.
in all these second first like ish world countries, and I feel like it's gonna become a major thing, a
Yeah,
major thing.
definitely. And kind of piggybacking what you were saying off, like when it comes to AI and VR, you're definitely right when it comes to like the simplicity. When you think about soccer, you literally need a ball and you can make your own goals off a fucking rock and a
Exactly,
stick.
dude.
And football or basketball, you need a hoop, which sometimes hoops are never there. So like, what the fuck are you gonna do with a basketball, right? You're gonna pass it
Exactly
around.
right.
It gets boring and you repetitive. Soccer, that never happens, and that's kind of similar how VR is as well. Like you can compute and game on whatever the fuck kind of computer you have. You can at least play Minecraft on a Mac. Probably not too well, but
Exactly.
you can play it. But I think the direction that VR is going, and the best way to do VR that we saw even like when we were doing with the game night and stuff like that, you need a computer to do VR.
Exactly.
So like a lot of the companies, like especially Oculus, I think they have it a pretty good understanding. Like, okay, let's make VR that doesn't need a computer. But if you look at the games, you have Beat Saber, and that's fucking it.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Or like whatever other game, you literally need a computer that one can run
that
VR.
can run. Yeah, exactly. So it has to be beefy,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah,
And that's expensive, especially nowadays. And then two, you have to have an expensive as VR headset. You have to have like the space to set up like the monitors and the cameras and the measuring tapes and shit like that. So I definitely understand what you meant by that.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, obviously, it's gonna be more expensive to just do that. Which I mean, it's money, right? And not a lot of people have money. So yeah, it's gonna become a big thing in probably the United States, maybe Europe, some Asian countries. But I don't think it's gonna become like the next
Huge
big
thing.
thing. It's gonna be big. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it'll be the most massive thing. And that's why like accessibility, literally, accessibility is the
Mm-hmm.
like reason League of Legends is so big. Anything
Yeah.
can run League. A potato
Yeah.
can run League.
Run it
You
on your
know?
fucking calculator, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I
So
think
it's that's the reason.
definitely. And I mean, you know this too. You go to Mexico a lot. But I was in Mexico City recently. Thank you, Mexico City, for giving me COVID. But it was literally like 2 weeks. I've been back for 2 weeks, and I'm pretty sure that that's what fucking gave it to me. But like even like the general like smaller cities, they even have Telcel, which is like the internet company over
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
They literally have internet free to anybody. Like literally, they have routers stuck up into the light poles.
And it's yeah, and
Yeah,
you
and
can
I'm
just
not
use
sure if
it.
that's the same in Juarez because I know you spend most of your time at least in Juarez. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's there yet, but in like Mexico City, it's a huge fucking city, 30 million people, and the fact that literally anybody can connect to the internet in a park, like that's huge when it comes to accessibility. What about that person that is in an apartment on a shitty little laptop from school, downloading Minecraft just like you when you were young? Like
Exactly.
that's the internet. That's that accessibility that is still even lacking. Like you think about big cities like New York. I'm pretty sure New York doesn't have free Wi-Fi on their fucking street. Maybe they do.
Probably
I don't know,
not.
but
Who
probably
knows,
not.
dude? If it is, probably someone stole it, dude.
Yeah, definitely. Someone's fucking using it to mine Bitcoin off everybody's phones, but we'll see how it is in the next future. My last question for you, Smexy, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me.
For
Um,
sure, for sure.
and when it comes to my question, I guess it's kind of like an open-ended because I really don't know what to quote unquote attribute to just you, and I don't because I know you from more than one thing than just gaming. Obviously, it's always a question of who inspires you to be blank, and I know you're not really like just a competitive gamer, so I put who inspires you to be swaggy.
Swaggy?
Yeah.
Oh my.
No, I'm kidding. Who inspires you to be a vocal figure when it comes to esports and like that face of
Of
gaming in
something.
general?
Um, I feel like my answer to any inspiring like who inspires you, blah blah blah, is always my parents.
Uh-huh.
Um, I mean, they inspired me to be successful at something. And it's not that I'm like, oh, I need to be successful, or if not, like they're gonna think I'm like bad at something.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's like instead of it being like a negative connotation, I take that into like a positive, right? Like they're
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, they're expecting me. They know I have this potential to do this.
Yeah.
Like I've always been a leader my entire life. I've always done something to lead the pack, and I feel like I have a lot to show, and I feel like it's thanks to my parents that I was raised that way. Um, they're definitely the inspiration and the drive that I have towards being not totally the face, but
Mm-hmm.
totally to lead and be a vocal, like a big vocal voice in anything we
Mm-hmm.
do, right? And especially in esports.
Like you think that they or well you believe that they inspire you to be like that focal point of contact for
Yeah.
esports and like whatever you do.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, my mom has always been a leader her whole life. My dad has also been a leader his whole life. I've seen it. I mean, they both are very high-ranking individuals themselves in whatever they do. So I want to be just like them, right? I want
Definitely.
to follow their footsteps, and I just want to compare and contrast how they are, how I am, obviously. So
Definitely. Yeah, I think you definitely having like a strong familial backing when it comes to like anything in esports and gaming in general. Like, it's always super starking in contrast. Like your dad or your mom or whoever the fuck raised you either fucking hates you for playing video games, or they don't really give too much of a shit as long as you're making somewhat like a use out of it. And I experienced that too. My dad is like, "Why the fuck are you wasting your time?" My mom's like, "As long as you're doing something, that makes
As
you
long
happy.
as you're not doing drugs,
As
and
long as you're not doing
something,
drugs
right?
and
Yeah.
fucking catching chlamydia, you're fine." But yeah, I appreciate you, Smexy. One last question.
For sure.
You bought your dad a $6,000 guitar, but you can't bring a fucking PC to your fucking dorm and play like a normal gamer, dude. You're playing off of a fucking 2016 Razer laptop.
Vic. Okay, dude. Okay, don't 2016 me, bro. It's a 2020.
Okay,
That's
okay.
a 2070
Okay.
Super, bro.
Okay. I'm
Okay,
joking.
and just okay. Think about this. You have 3 houses, Vic. You need a computer for each house. I can't have my big computer here.
Well, you could take
So
your laptop with you while
I
you're
mean, yeah, but
traveling.
I have it hooked up, dude. It's nice. I can take it to like if I need to classes. I can't take like a big computer. If I take that laptop to my classes and then have another computer, that's 2 computers that are already like super beefy. What's the point?
Dude, you just wanted to take it to play League of Legends in your back of your fucking
Dude, I play
lecture hall,
League. I
bro.
don't need a beefy computer.
Anyway, pal, thank you so much. I appreciate you for stopping
Thank
to the
you, Vic, thank you.
podcast. This podcast will be up this Friday. We're recording this on Tuesday the 4th. I think it's Tuesday. I've lost
Wonderful.
perception of time. That's part of the COVID. But I'll see you later, Smexy. You have a good one.
Okay,
Definitely been a good episode. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. See you guys later.
Thank you.
Peace.
Peace out.